right. Sorry. All right. So, first of all, I hope everybody had a good Christmas and a good New Year's and all that stuff. I hope Santa brought you some cool stuff, which I will show you this cool stuff that Santa brought me in a moment here. But first things first, we will get down to business. Second of all, thank you all for those of you that commented and well, I guess only comment. Well, no, that's not true because some people did message me. So, for those of you that commented and left messages and everything about the DVD and Blu-ray collection series, I'm glad that you guys enjoyed that. And like I said, that was something. Number one, again, I actually did get a paid request to do that before things got shut down. Number two, that was something I wanted to do regardless because, number one, I had not done one in this house. The last time I did that, I was in that shitty apartment. And number two, I had purged a lot of the collection over the years and, got rid of a lot and kind of hunkered down and just kept the stuff that I really like and the stuff that I would watch repeatedly and, and things like that. So I did see a video. I didn't watch it, but I did see a video pop up recently here on YouTube where it said you have to don't just collect movies and such. You have to curate it, and I wholeheartedly agree. So I mean, if you own 5,000 DVDs and Blu-rays, okay, that's cool, but number one, are you really going to watch them repeatedly? And number two, is it even shit that you actually like? So there you go. But yeah, that was just something that I wanted to do for a while, so that's why I put it up here on the backup channel. So and also I was trying to get them all up before the new year, but the last couple parts that I uploaded took forever. I mean, one of them I think took 3 or 4 hours to upload because I guess YouTube servers were just that busy. I don't know what was going on, but that's why the last couple videos didn't get up till New Year's Day because, again, the servers were just taking forever. People were just, I guess, using a lot of bandwidth here on YouTube. So I would say I apologize, but I have no control over that. So, I can't help that. So that's number two. Number three, and this is the most important thing, moving forward. So a lot of people, again, left comments, and some people even sent me a message. There's still people that did not know that my old channel got shut down. Again, there's people that are still messaging me and comment, and I know my hair is a mess because I just got done going for a walk and I had a beanie on because it's cold out. It's cold, but it's not freezing, but still, so I tried to fix my hair the best that I could, but still the cowlicks don't like to behave, so I apologize about that part. But yeah, there's still people that don't know that my old channel got shut down. And that was 4 months ago, or 5 months ago at this point. So there you go, wow, it's been 5 months already? Crazy. So, moving forward, a lot of people were saying, welcome back, welcome back. Look, I'm not coming back I don't know how many times I have to say this for people to understand. I'm not coming back to YouTube full time. Okay? I'm not going back to the way it was. I'm not doing paid I'm not doing all that. Because number one, or A, because I already did the numbering system, my bad. A, I was getting burned out. I was really getting burned out with just the amount of pay. And again, I don't want to sound ungrateful because I'm not ungrateful. I'm still grateful to, the fact that people actually wanted to hear me talk about whatever. It doesn't matter if it was a paid request or not. Just that people actually give a shit about what I have to say about, what you see behind you and other things and everything. People actually cared about my opinion, which is crazy. But I was getting burned out. between YouTube and work and life and everything else that has been going on in the world and everything. It was a lot coming at me, and I was getting burned out. There were people that were accusing me of not actually watching the movies or whatever the paid request was, and I was just saying things to say things, and I'm like, well, first of all, you're fucking retarded, and number two, no, I would never do that. I would never disrespect anybody that cared about my opinion enough to just, do a 5-minute review. Yeah, it sucked. Have a nice day. Make sure you like the video. I don't do all that. So, but yeah, there were people that were accusing me of not actually watching the movies and the whatever the request was for. I'm like, well, you're fucking wrong. So there's that. But I still greatly appreciate everybody, and I do appreciate people leaving comments and messages, and hey, how you doing? Everything, yeah, everything's fine. Again, some people thought that I was fucking dead. I'm like, I'm not dead. If I was dead, trust me, you would know. But I don't plan on dying for a very long time, so there's that. But yeah, I was getting burned out. It was just getting to be too much, and I was actually going to take a break anyway, which is why I cut back. I was telling people stop sending them in, and stuff like that. So there's that. And B, it just, I know I shouldn't let it bother, but just fucking people, man. Like, hey, guess what? It's 2026, and people are still fucking stupid. I hope you realize. Today, I was out walking, and some moron just their dog was just walking around in the middle of a busy street, and I'm standing there trying to make sure the dog doesn't get killed, and then they come out and they finally get their dog. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Again, everybody wants to have a pet, but they don't want to take care of the pet, and they just want to show them off on the internet. But whatever. Anyway. So I don't feel bad. I do feel bad for the dog. So there's it. But the dog was okay. Nothing happened, thank God. And then this idiot fucking blew through a stop sign, and there was a guy on a bike coming. I'm like, if that guy hadn't seen you, he would have got you. He would have ran into your car because you're fucking stupid. So nothing's changed. There's that. But it's just fucking people, man. Like, I'm just so fed up with the fucking human race, all sides of it. It doesn't. I'm not going to sit here and get into a lecture or a speech or whatever, but I'm just fucking done with humanity. I really am. And it's funny because there were so many people that messaged me and said, like, yeah, like, I'm really sorry because, like, I would go on your videos and I would go on your streams and I would troll. And I'm like, why the fuck are you talking to me right now? Like, fuck off. Like, there was one guy, he just kept, like, going on and on and on. And finally, I had enough. So I just sent him the gif of Ben Stiller from Happy Gilmore going, shh. And then that was his. And then he never spoke to me after that. I'm like, for the love of fuck, people. But it was, I don't know what it was about more recently, but it was just constantly, everybody was fucking negative, and all they would do was leave negative comments, and they wouldn't leave me the fuck alone. Like, there was one retard, he, on the old channel, he would just, every video, he would leave negative comments, and he got all butthurt because I didn't like Marvel films, and he's like, you're trying to change the legacy of a movie. I'm like, no, you're fucking retarded, okay? Just because I don't like a movie doesn't mean anything. You're stupid. I hope you realize this. And then it was so funny, he found this channel, and then he kept going at it, and then finally I blocked him, because I'm like, I'm done. This is the guy that I would call the groomer, because he wanted to pervert children and things, but then again, when I called him a certain word, somebody got mad, because they're a fucking loser, and that's why we're in the predicament that we're in right now. So, the long of the short of it is, going forward, will I still make videos? Kind of, okay? So I'm not going back to full-time. I'm not going to make videos every single day and stuff like that. I do want to continue with the collection overviews because number one, you guys really seem to enjoy that, and number two, like I said, that's something I wanted to do anyway because the like I said, the most of the DVDs and the Blu-rays I had not shown in like 5 years. So because like I said, the only other time or the time before that was when I was in the shitty apartment. So there you go. So I will do. I think what I'm going to do next, and it's not going to happen today. It might happen later this week. I don't know, but I'm just kind of go at my own pace, do it my own way. I think I'll do wrestling and DVD Blu-rays next, and that will not be 46 parts. So that'll probably only be a couple parts. So there's that. So there's that, and then I'll probably do like the MMA martial arts DVDs. That won't even be an hour. So there you go. And then I'll probably do Laserdisc, and then we'll do VHS last. So yeah, that's just something I want to do for fun. I might start doing the collection updates again. Again, people really like that kind of stuff. And then of course, if I go to a convention, which I'm already looking this year, I would like to get back into going to the conventions again because, again, as much as I would complain about certain things, I do miss going, and I do miss seeing my friends and meeting people and talking to people and hanging out with people in line, and I miss the camaraderie and the fun and stuff. So I just needed a break because there was like a 2-year period there where I was going to every single show, and it was just getting to be a little bit of a drag and a little bit of a chore, and sometimes you need a break. So this year I would like to start doing that again. So I'll if I go to a convention, I'll definitely do a video because again, you guys like to see that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, again, kind of, I'll make some videos here and there, but it's going to be at my own pace. It's going to be my own thing. I'm not going to go back to full time. I'm not going to do paid requests. Like, I'm not going to do that kind of stuff. I'm just kind of do this for fun. Kind of like how I started doing it. But it's not going to be what it was. I hate to burst anybody's bubble. I hate to disappoint anybody, but it's just not going to happen because there's also, again, YouTube is making all these stupid fucking changes. They're incorporating a lot of AI, which I don't agree with. So there's also that kind of stuff. And again, I'm just tired of dealing with fucking assholes. I'm trying to minimize as much as that in my life as I already do that outside of YouTube because I don't really go out. I don't leave the house, unless I have to go to work and stuff. But, I try to minimize as much as I can. So we'll see. Like I said, I'll just do some stuff here and there, not anything full time, not anything like I used to. So there's that. If I do have a stream coming up with Rembo Raff. We're doing a commentary. We'll do that soon. That's not set up yet, but that will be coming relatively soon here. Stuff like again, if he ever he asked me to come on or whatever, that's fine. I'll hang out with him or John or Mike. People, my friends. If they ask me to come on, I don't know why I have a southern accent all of a sudden. Yeah, that will obviously I have no problem doing that kind of stuff. It's just for fun. So yeah, I just kind of want to take it slow and go at my own pace and just do what kind of like I want to do. For fun, not anything near the volume of what I used to do. It's just the world is changing, and YouTube is changing drastically and stuff like that. Also, the other thing I know people keep asking, my old channel, will that ever come back? I don't know. I think I can appeal it again because you appeal it and then they make a decision and then you have to wait a certain amount of time in order to appeal it again. I think I can go and appeal it again. I have to look into that, but I try every couple of weeks or something. I try to put a new appeal in, and most of the time they're like, "Well, we've already made the decision." So I'll keep trying to at least get that unlocked, if I can, again, if I could at least do that, if I can get the old channel restored, that'd be great, and I'll just leave that stuff up there, and we'll go from there. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But I keep trying, because again, if you don't try, nothing happens. So there's that. So that's kind of what's going to happen for the future. Like I said, I would like to kind of just do some little stuff here and there at my own pace. Nothing crazy. Just collection updates and convention videos, and obviously I want to show off the other stuff that I have, because people are already asking, like, would you ever do a VHS or a laser disc? And I'm like, well, yeah, that stuff I would like. Somebody asked me about video games. No, not really, because they asked that, and then people were like, well, why don't you start a gaming channel? And I'm like, well, I'm just going to be like everybody else, and I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to be me. So there's that. So there you go. And then another thing that people did ask about was, would I ever go back to doing streams? I don't know. Because again, all this fucking AI shit and everything, I don't like it. And I can just see that playing really big into streaming, because it's already there, actually. That's what people don't realize. It's already there. And it's just going to make it harder to do it the way I want to do it, and it'll just start flagging people for no reason because AI is gay and you can't say this, and you got flagged because it's just, and YouTube was already doing that anyway, so there you go. So I don't know, maybe again every once in a while. I don't know, it's again, that's just other stuff I got to think about before doing that. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, but speaking of we'll see, let's go ahead and show this stuff off. My Christmas. Well, actually, before that, I did forget one Blu-ray here, because I had watched it and I forgot about it. But this was the last of the Halloween fan edits that I have. This is the H2O, the Resurrection Cut, which, again, I was not really big on any of these, actually, because I didn't really think any of them were really that good. Just speaking honestly, I think some of the editing was horrible and didn't really add much to it. If I want to, most of the Halloween movies, I mean, I like the TV version of the first one, because I do like the couple scenes that added, but Halloween 2, most of that footage is just fluff that got cut out. Other than the original ending where Jimmy lives, like that I do like. But again, that footage has never come out in widescreen, so it's not going to match perfectly anyway, so there you go. And then the Loomis trilogy, Halloween 4 had nothing new because there's nothing out there to find, because they apparently couldn't find the deleted scenes. Halloween 5, the only thing, it didn't have any of the extended kills, that footage was already out there. The only thing they did with 5 was they flipped the scenes. When the scene when Michael crawls out of the cave from part 5 got moved to the end of part 4, and then it goes to back to the house, and then Jamie stabs him. That was okay, I didn't mind that, but that was it. And then for Curse, half of it was the theatrical version, the other half was the producer's cut. There's multiple audio tracks going on. Like, that's a rookie fucking thing. Like, how do you not notice that when you're editing? Again, I'm not a professional editor, but anyone knows that. Why do you have two fucking audio tracks going at the same time? One of the other ones did that too. Oh, it was this one. They put Mr. Sandman and the Halloween theme were playing exactly at the same time, and you could barely hear either. So again, that's a rookie fucking mistake. And you want people to pay money for this shit? Like, really? I digress, but... And then the ending didn't make sense because it's the theatrical cut ending, and then it goes into the producer's cut ending, but it doesn't explain, because there's no footage to explain it, how Kara and Danny and the baby got recaptured by the cult, so it doesn't make any fucking sense. And then this one, it has the TV version footage from H2O, which again is only in full screen, which is only in a standard definition, so it doesn't look that good. And then the deleted scenes from Resurrection are put back in, but they were actually kind of mastered and stuff for the DVD release, so there you go. and it does have the alternate ending where Michael Myers is in the body bag and Busta Rhymes is talking shit and he reaches up and grabs him, and then Bianca Kalik throws the axe into his face, which I actually like that. And I never liked the the other two ending, like the theatrical ending where they take the body bag to the morgue and they unzip it and the eyes open. I always thought that ending was stupid. And then the other one where the crime scene investigator looks into the hole and then he reaches up and grabs. I always thought that was dumb too. But they wanted to keep making movies, so that's why they did that. But yeah, I mean, these, and I'm not going to say who it was that made these. You probably know. But, I know a lot of people made such a big deal about this, the Mr. Sandman cut. Why? Like, why did, of all the things with Halloween, this is what you make a big deal out of? But I was not really impressed by these, to be perfectly honest. I have a fan cut of Halloween 1 and 2. Now, it doesn't have any of the second movie doesn't have any of the deleted scenes, but that's okay. And that was edited way better, and that's a DVD from 15 years ago, over 15 years ago at this point. So yeah, I was not really impressed by these. And like I said, I'm not going to say who it was, but they are fucking psycho, and I don't know how they're not in jail for all the people they've threatened and all that kind of shit. But oh well. Anyway, so this is the stuff I got for Christmas. So my brother got me Nevermore, The Raven Effect, which is the documentary about the wrestler Raven. I think this is already out of print, out of stock, because I did see one on eBay. I was looking at something else on eBay, and this was at the bottom. It was like the suggested items or whatever. And it was already, they said it was already out of print. It was already like $50-$60. I don't know how much my brother paid. I think he probably did not pay that, but yeah, this is already hard to find. And it just came out, so I don't know why it's so expensive already, but oh well. And then my mom got me the Captain Planet complete franchise. I don't know why I don't know why it says that, because it was just Captain Planet, and then they did, I think the last season was called The New Adventures of Captain Planet. I don't know why, again, that says it's Captain Planet and the Planeteers, and then The New Adventures, which I think was just the last season that they did. So I don't know why they did that, but oh well. But yeah, this came out on Blu-ray from Warner. I was very surprised that they put this out. I did have the Australian DVD because that was the only place it came out completely until this Blu-ray. So yeah, that should be pretty cool to look at. And then I know I talked about this when I was doing my Blu-ray collection, and I did put it on my Christmas list, and Santa did bring it to me. So my mom actually got me this as well. But we have the Star Trek, the original movie, or the original motion picture 6-movie collection. So it's the original crew films. This is 4K and Blu-ray, and this has the director's cut of Star Trek 6, which was only on DVD for the longest time, and then it has the director's cut of the first Star Trek, which again, those were both stuck on DVD for whatever reason. So now they're in here in 4K and on Blu-ray as well. So there's that. So I still have to get the first movie, I think the same time this came out. I don't know why they did just put it all in one. But the first movie got that big box set, and that is the only version. That's the only set that has the TV cut or the special longer version. It's the same thing of the first, because that would only came out on VHS and Laserdisc, and I have it on Laserdisc. I had it on VHS, but I got rid of it for whatever reason. But I'd like to get. I had these on VHS and I got rid of them, so I want to get them again on VHS. I do have them on Laserdisc as well. But yeah, I really wanted this and I got it, so there we go. And I think the Blu-rays, I believe, are new transfers and such, because the older Blu-rays, the ones that I had before that you guys saw, those transfers were awful. They were not good at all. So hopefully those we'll get those better transfers. Then I got a bunch of books here. So my brother got me this. It's BFI, which is the British Film Institute film classics about the Terminator. So this should be pretty cool. Again, one of my all-time favorite movies. My favorite of the franchise. Still, even though Terminator 2 is great. Don't get me wrong. I know people get mad sometimes. Like, well, you don't like Terminator 2? No, I love Terminator 2. But I always preferred the first movie because Arnold is the Terminator. Duh. Then he got me Future Boy, which is Michael J. Fox's latest book. And this is actually all about Back to the Future. Michael J. Fox has written several other books, actually, but those were more about his life. And the first one was about him being diagnosed with Parkinson's, which was called Lucky Guy, which I think I have that somewhere. But this is all about I think it's mostly the first movie, if I'm not mistaken. I did look through it a little bit, and I think it's mostly about the first film, but there might be a little bit about the sequels in here. I'm not sure. And then he also got me Ozzy's last book, Last Rites, which of course he had finished before he died. The book was done; it was ready to go before he passed away. So there you go. So I do look forward to reading this. I'm sure it will not be easy to get through, but yeah, this was the last bit of Ozzy's life. I have to get. He had 2 other books. I have to get those. I actually don't have. Actually, no. I might have one of his other books because he did. I think it was his autobiography. I think was Trust Me, I'm Ozzy, and then his advice book was called Trust Me, I'm Dr. Ozzy. So I think I might have one of them. I'm not sure. I do have to. It's funny going through the DVDs and everything. I have to go through all my books and my magazines to know what I have. So there's that. And then my mom also got me a couple comics here. We got a couple. It's I don't know, Cold Fact Comic Group. Yeah, I've never heard of them, but they do like these like music videos as comic books. So we have Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, which yeah, it's just the music video as a comic book. But it's actually pretty cool. I do like these. And then this was not a video, but it's the live performance from MTV Unplugged of The Man Who Sold the World. So, very cool stuff. And then I had mentioned this, but she got me the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem Monopoly game. So I do have the TikTok Turtles here, but it's okay. It's Monopoly, so why not? Everybody loves Monopoly. Friendships are created and destroyed over this game, so there you go. And then I did get, last but not least, I did get some records. So I think my mom got me these 2, but we have a couple Smithereens albums. So first up we have the last record that they did, which is called 2011, which is celebrating its 15th anniversary this year. And it finally came out on vinyl late last year. I actually saw the band on this tour. Unfortunately, it was the only time I saw them, but it's still one of my favorite concerts I ever went to. And I did really like this album. I think they played a couple songs off of this. I know they played Sorry, which is a great song. As long as you are near me. I think they played that, If I Could Speak, which I really like that song. I think they played a couple of the other songs off this record, but again, really enjoyed this album, and it is on clear vinyl, it doesn't say. And then this was an album that was done that never came out until a couple years ago, and it's called The Lost Album. But yeah, this was an album that the band had recorded in, I think 93 is when they recorded it, and again, for whatever reason, it never came out. And then they found it after Pat DiNizio, the singer, passed away. They actually found it. They were going through his stuff. They found all the masters and put it all together, cleaned it up, and put it out on vinyl and CD. And this is on gold vinyl, which is very cool. And I have heard this before. I do like this. Some of the songs on here, they either reworked for later records, or Pat did some of these like the song "A World Apart." I think he did as a on one of his solo records. So there you go, and of course a different arrangement and such. But there's that. And I think I have all their studio records on vinyl. The only one, again, well, the ones that are on vinyl, because I was waiting for this to come out. I think only "God Save the Smithereens" from 1999. I think that's the only one that is not on vinyl. So there you go. And then got a couple Van Halen records here. First up, we have the reissue of Balance that came out last year for the 30th anniversary. My mom got me this one. This is actually the first American pressing that has Balachitherium, I think is how you say it, which was not on. I do have the original 1995 American pressing of this album, but that was the only song that was taken off of the record because it was an instrumental. So this is the first time that has been put on vinyl in America. I think the German pressing had it, but I was not paying $500 to get it. So there you go. And then my brother got me the rest of these. But this was a Record Store Day Black Friday title. And it was from the. They also did for Balance. They did like a box set. That's not the box set, but it's not that big of a deal. I'll get the box set later on. But this is the Live at Wembley when they actually opened for Bon Jovi, because at the time Bon Jovi was a bigger band than Van Halen, even in Europe, which Van Halen was always kind of bigger in Europe anyway, because that's where the brothers are from. But they did open some shows for for Bon Jovi, and this is June 24th, 1995. I don't think it's actually, it might be the complete show, because I think they only played an hour. They didn't do a full set, so there you go. And apparently, those shows were very contentious. I remember hearing a story that Michael Anthony was trying to go and say hi to the guys from Bon Jovi, and he was told no. Like, they were not allowed to speak to each other, and I'm like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? So that's dumb. Then also, this was a Record Store Day Black Friday title, but I did not know that. But I didn't even know it was out until I opened it on Christmas morning. So there you go. But the Tick soundtrack actually came out. I was like, fuck yes, that's awesome. Again, I had no clue that this was out. And it is on blue vinyl, obviously, but I love the cartoon. I also really love the music for this show. The theme song is killer. But I really love this cartoon. I always did. And the fact, again, I had no clue that this came out until, again, I opened it on Christmas morning. And then this one's also really awesome. It is the 50th anniversary edition of Jaws, which I do have the Jaws soundtrack on vinyl, but I do have the original pressing. Now, originally when it came out, they re-recorded it for vinyl and cassette and stuff like that. The actual soundtrack from the movie did not get released until many, many, many years later on CD. I think the 25th anniversary, which I do have that because it was in the Laserdisc box set. So I think that was the first time that the actual the actual music from the movie was released, because I think John Williams re-recorded his own soundtrack, re-recorded his own score for the original vinyl release and such. But yeah, this is the actual music that you hear in the movie. So this is very cool. Of course, they did a big 50th anniversary celebration for Jaws last year, which was really cool. I did get to go see it in the theater because it is one of my favorite movies. I've actually seen Jaws twice in a theater because they released it last year, and then a couple years ago they randomly re-released it in the theaters as well, and I went and saw it then. But it's one of my all-time favorite movies, so there you go. And this is really cool. It is on, I think... I don't remember what color it is, but this was exclusive to the Oscar webs, like the actual Oscars. This was exclusive to their website. And this is actually not on Discogs. And what's really, really cool about this is there is this here is like a display. It's like a pop-up shark. There we go. It's a pop-up shark display. So that's actually really fucking cool. Try to get, there we go, get the glare off of there. But that's really awesome. I do like that. And then these are on, I want to say they're gold vinyl. Oh no, okay. So they're orange with red. Like an orange with a red splatter. But what is I think I kept the sticker. Where's the hype sticker? Yeah, it's the barrel. It's the double barrel vinyl. So it's the color of the barrels from the movie. I know they were more yellow, but this is orange with red. There's a little bit of blue in here too. So these are really cool. So yeah, that's awesome. And then here is one of the sleeves. And then this is a shot from the movie because it's really pixelated. So yeah, these are taken from the movie. They're just still frames, and then there's the back of that. So yeah, these are awesome. I can't wait to. And then you get this again, little shark fin extra. Can't wait to spin these. And like I said, this is the only copy that I have that actually has the original music. Because like I said, when it first came out on vinyl and the early CDs and stuff, that was actually a re-record that John Williams did for whatever reason. I don't know why. Blade Runner was the same way. When Blade Runner, when that soundtrack first came out, it was a re-record. It was not the original Vangelis music. That didn't come out on vinyl till many years later. I think only within the past maybe 5 or 10 years, the original Vangelis music finally came out on vinyl. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get rid of it. It's still cool to have, but this is the versions you heard in the movie. So there you go. But yeah, I cannot wait to spin all of these. But this one in particular is absolutely really cool. So cannot go wrong with that. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here, give you guys a little bit of an update, give you guys a heads up what's going to be going on here on out, and show you some Christmas gifts. So there you go. But anyway, again, I hope everyone had a great Christmas and a good New Year, and I wish you guys nothing but the best. And hopefully, I don't think it's going to happen, but hopefully entertainment will get better this year. But I don't think so, because we're already not off to a good start. So, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, most importantly, take care of yourselves, and we'll talk soon. We'll see you guys soon. Later.